So today I want to talk to you about religious extremes, the top three that turn people away from God. Number one, it's all about hatred and ignorance and judgment. These are the religious fundamentalists that take the Bible literally and shove it in everybody's face. We're all familiar with them. Often these people say, I'm not religious, and they're the most religious, judgmental people there. They cut and paste things from the Bible to point out how everybody else is doing something wrong, and they say, oh, you need Jesus, and if you don't believe exactly what I believe, then you're going to go to hell, right? That just turns everybody off. They weaponize the Bible and they sit there in judgment of everybody else, and they don't use their brains and think about culture, context, history, or anything else, and they just pick a verse out there, zero in on it, and say, the Word of God says, the Word of God says, and they don't even give a justification for why you should believe it, right? It turns people off. Number two is all about love and acceptance, no matter what. That's the other religious extreme. Oh, we love and accept everybody. We affirm anything and anything. It doesn't matter what you believe as long as you believe in something. Hey, everybody's right. The problem here is it leaves you empty in the end, and it leaves people confused. Deep down, we know there's a truth. There's a right and wrong. And it sounds really great when we want to be approved, right? To be accepted and affirmed and love everybody, right? Except when we start to see something wrong and we kind of know inside it's wrong, but then we're supposed to accept and affirm that. And then we have this kind of inner conflict, like, wait a second, this isn't right. For example, if somebody wanted to commit suicide, would you be, oh, it doesn't matter what you believe, you're right, go ahead and kill yourself? Or if somebody was going to commit murder, would you say, oh, absolutely, you're right? You wouldn't do that. There is a truth. And when you take truth out of the equation, when you don't believe that there is a higher power, a plan, a purpose, a rhythm, a rhyme for everything, a moral right and wrong, a higher power, you're left empty and confused. People eventually go away from faith altogether. Third extreme is all about tradition. And it's this way because it always was this way, and we've decided somewhere along the line it's this way, and it's boredom, complete and total boredom and dryness. These are generally the mainstream and the Orthodox churches and the denominations out there that have been around for centuries, quite frankly, and, they've got good intentions, but you believe just because you believe. You sit, you stand, you kneel, you read from a book, you listen to the choir, you go in and do the same thing over and over again, week for a week on a Sunday, and you don't even understand most of it. You just believe because everybody else does, or your parents did, or this one did, and there's no room for rational thinking or questioning of faith. So when you begin to maybe have doubts or questions that are unanswered, and people just say, oh, well, this is the way it is, and you turn away and you lose faith. Or when you can't apply it to your own life and it becomes boring to you, and you're like, why am I even doing this? And you can't relate it to life, and it doesn't make sense to you, you go away from it. That's the other religious extreme. Folks, find your own faith, find your own spirituality, and don't let these religious extremes keep you from faith and keep you away from God. Check out Jesus Christ and his teachings.